How's it going, everybody? Blake here with Blake's Builds. We are currently in the cab of my 2003 Silverado 1500 that we are currently installing the twin turbo kit from Speed Engineering on. Um, we're also doing the current performance integration harness and installing a Terminator X Max. So, what we're doing today is I think I'm going to kind of halfway install the Terminator X. As you probably, if you watched the last video, I kind of worked myself into a corner. I actually had to remove some heat shields and the computer to get the current performance harness on. So with kind of wire management in mind, I think it's good to go ahead and get the Terminator roughly laid out, just so I'm not having to backtrack and get everything set back up. But I guess let's just get to it. So right now, let me show you my plan. It's like it was made to go in there. I mean, it's like we got like maybe like a quarter, an eighth of an inch. Yeah, like that's pretty cool. And I think, let me flip this down. Oh, I think I can run all my wire out of the back of right here. Maybe even cut a little holes there. But you look in there, I've got a lot of space on this side. I don't really have to worry about much, and it's super accessible. It just pops right back in if I need to get to the wiring better right there. I think I'm gonna Velcro. The Terminator in. Just looking at it, this face isn't very thick, so screwing it down might be an issue for me. I think Velcro is gonna be plenty strong enough. I mean, it's not like this is a Baja truck. This is an on-road truck. If it's off-road, I probably got big issues. It sits way too low. But anyways, I think the first step is we need to figure out where we're going to run it through the firewall. Not so. I'm underneath the dash here, and it looks like I can run it right through here. I do have to worry about the fender well, which it's right here. You can kind of see the rough outline of it. But I think I can punch a hole right there. It looks like something's mounted to the firewall there. Um, but I guess I'm going to take a hole saw and cut through this plastic, and maybe we can get a better idea where it's going to land. So looking down here, you see where that stud's coming through? I'm pretty sure that's down underneath the floor, and you go right up here next to this heat shield where it flattens out. You see the let's see. So right there where it's concave, you can see where the wires was ran. That's that bump inside the cab. So if I just go a little over it, we're right there below the evap, right there next to the drain. So I think that's actually going to work out pretty dang good. So I'm going to take the plunge and cut a hole. Before I go punching 2-inch holes in my firewall, I think I'm going to drill a 3/16 pilot hole just to kind of figure out if it's going to be in a good spot or not. Well, the deed's done. I put a 3/16 pilot hole in there, and let's see, where did it come out? Oh, right there. Yeah, so it came out right behind that foam. Kind of hard to see it. There we go. But yeah, so I'm actually really happy with that. So let's put a 2-inch hole in there. Now that I have a 2-inch hole in my firewall, I think it's time to go ahead and let's put one or two holes in this bottom of the glove box, because I got all this extra space here to run wiring. So let's put us maybe one or two 2-inch holes in there. 2 holes, and if you can look, there's a lot of room still for those to come in and out. So I am tickled to death with that. Um, it doesn't. It's kind of dull, so it didn't really leave a great finish. But I'm gonna leave it. It won't cut the wiring, but that leaves me with plenty of room to get all of the wiring off the Terminator out of there. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna Velcro that down. Yeah. But anyways, let's start running the wiring harness. I've got the Terminator laying in there. Got the two main engine control plugs in. Uh, it's kind of idiot proof. It'd be really hard to, put them in the wrong location. I think actually it's impossible, the way the plugs are made. But anyways, let's go under the hood and maybe start running the wires. Got the harness roughly ran to about where I want it. Not really sure what these are for. Take that off there. Yep. There's that. So I'm pretty sure these are the breakouts for the, maybe not, I'm not sure what that is. We'll have to see there. We got, take these off. Man, they've got this really bundled up well. Really bundled up. Okay. So we got, wow, there's still more. Holy cow. Okay. So that's idle air control, throttle position sensor. It says fuel, so I'm assuming fuel pressure sensor. Coolant temp sensor, so that's up there. There's the mat. I think that's the manifold air temperature. So that's kind of cool. So ignition odd. So that's the ignition odd. That's the driver's side. 1, 2, and so on. There's the ground for the ignition. This should be ignition even. Yep, ignition even. And then we got the map sensor. So I'm thinking if we run this to the back, like there, we run it like right there. Ignition even, so that would be over here. We'd have map pressure, wherever we want to put that. This big plug is for the injector harness, which that ain't too bad. That's kind of where I want it. I want to run the injectors up from through the center. Might not be able to though. That coolant temp sensor can go down here. Same exact plug. Let me look at something. Yeah. Yep. So my factory coolant temp sensor is not going to work there. It kind of sucks, but it happens. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that ran right there for now. Idle air control, throttle position sensor, and the fuel pressure. That can all stay up here. The air temperature can stay up here. I think it gets plugged in right around here. Injectors that can run up there. What is this? That's the crank. So that actually needs to go back and down. Maybe I should start at the crank because that's gonna be the yeah. WBO2 wideband. All right, so that needs to go down. Wideband, that's injector. That needs to go down. Just try to feed these straight down. Yep. So those go straight down. What's this? Injectors. So that's gonna come from the back. That's fine. What's this? That's my oil pressure, which we already ran. So we can plug this in. There's my oil pressure. Injector, oil pressure. There's my cam position. I think I might have to halfway get up in there. Yeah. I might have to get up in there a little bit. This is why I was doing all this before we put the intake on. There's the cam. The oil's taken care of. Here is the map sensor. That's going to go up on top. Or not up, but it's going to go to a vacuum block. I'm not sure where exactly yet. The even side injector. Okay. So that kind of goes there. This will come out right. It's just definitely going to be fun trying to get it down where everything goes. Yeah, there we go. I'll push that down. Where? Injector. Ignition odd. So ignition odd. The driver's side. Ignition even. Really? Might need to double back. Yeah. That's going to kind of go up on the cylinder head. And ignition odd. It's got all the plug-ins, so I think it's going to go up on the cylinder head too. Over here, which I kind of hate that, but oh well. Still going to look better than it did. Wiring wise. What is this? Injectors. I can run up through the center. Let's see if I can get the injector harness. I'm going to take off this fuel rail thing. I think it's for a crash thing. Like, so I got it. It just slid in on one side, bolted on the other. But I got it. Whew. That sucked. Let's put the ground back in. Okay, so that's grounded. I need to do the other side. Well, looks pretty good to me. Nice. All right. So I'm gonna clean up a little more underneath that intake. A little more under that intake, and then we can put the new gaskets on, and I think we can put the intake back on. Yeah. So you take your 8mm, and I don't actually have a torque wrench that goes low enough. It's like 40 inch-pounds, and it's incremental. But there is a pattern you got to follow. I'm just going to go ahead and do the pattern, but I'm just going to snug them and then go back. Oh. I also think it should be noted that this is not a fuel. It's just a regular old M12. All right. All right. Nice. Now, again, so that's 1 and 3. So that's going to stay over here. This one. Oh, yeah. So that's injector 7. Injector 7. This should be 5. Or, yep, so that's 5. One. And that should be 3. Yep. All right. There's the injectors. Wonder if I should have ran that under. It'll look a little cleaner. Yeah, I'm going to run that under and do the other side. All right, I've got the injectors plugged in. I got that harness ran up here. We'll go down there. I'm gonna call it an episode there. We got Terminator where we want it. We got a lot of it plugged in. We got the intake back on. Trying to think what else we did. That might be everything. Super pumped. Looks amazing. I'm really happy with the way the wiring is, falling and everything. I got a couple things I need to buy, like I need to buy two coolant temp sensors, but that's not a big deal. Those are what I would like to call a cheap part. But anyways, I would just like to thank y'all for watching and coming along with me on this. And if you like the video, give it a like. If you hated it, dislike it. But at least tell me why. Tell me why you didn't like it. Every now and then I'll get a few dislikes, but I don't even know why. Maybe you just don't like me. Tell me that. That's fine. I don't really care. Um, and anyways, y'all have a great evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, and God bless.